Hello students, welcome to Nagesh Karasgi Orchid School channel. Myself Priya teacher and I am going to teach you science subject for class 7. So in our previous session we discussed about types of thermometer. Okay, so I told you different types of thermometer. We started lesson number 4, heat, and from that we discussed some hot objects and cold objects, and also we started first type of a thermometer which is known as clinical thermometer. Okay, and also we learned about precautions which we have to take while we are going to use clinical thermometer and how we have to use that clinical thermometer. We know that clinical thermometer is also known as a doctor thermometer. Why it is known as a doctor thermometer? Okay, correct. Because doctors are using that clinical thermometer for measuring of temperature, body temperature of human beings. That is why it is called as a doctor thermometer. So now I am going to show you a picture and then you have to tell me which types of thermometers are given in that picture. So see, tell me the names of these thermometers which are given in this picture. Okay, so all you know, first picture is of clinical thermometer or doctor thermometer, and then in second picture you can see a digital thermometer, and in third one that girl is going to use that thermometer that is known as a third type. This one, this is first one, this is second one, and this is third one. So this is known as laser thermometer, so which we are using nowadays for measuring temperature. Okay, so today, that day I show you a video. So today also I am going to show you video because in our last session we discussed about precautions and how or steps of using clinical thermometer. So we completed that, but why we are using mercury in this thermometer, that we have to know. So for that I am going to show you an animation. So you have to see it carefully.
Clinical thermometer. In this module, you will learn about a clinical thermometer. Your forehead, the constriction prevents the mercury from flowing. You may be wondering if the reading changes on removing the thermometer from the lamp. Well, it is not. The constriction prevents the mercury from flowing back into the bulb. You can also say that the mercury color breaks at the constriction and is unable to return to the bulb, thus remaining stationary in the tube. To reset the thermometer, you need to swing it sharply many times so as to make the mercury column return to the bulb. Why do you think mercury is used in a clinical thermometer? Mercury is used in a clinical thermometer as well as other thermometers for a number of reasons. First, mercury is a metal and thus it is a good conductor of heat. It starts to expand instantly on placing the thermometer inside the lamp. The expansion can be seen as a rising thread of mercury. Second, mercury remains a liquid at temperatures ranging from minus 39 degrees Celsius to 357 degrees Celsius. Hence, it can serve to measure a wide range of temperatures. At last, mercury does not stick to glass. Though using mercury thermometers has advantages, mercury-based thermometers are considered risky. This is because mercury is poisonous. In case the bulb or the lid of a thermometer breaks, mercury can leak out into the mouth. This is why mercury-based silicon thermometers have largely been replaced nowadays with electronic digital thermometers or scanner thermometers. In this module you learned a chemical thermometer is a thermometer used for measuring body temperature. It is usually made of glass and consists of a mercury-filled bulb and one of its ends and a fine tube run from the bulb to the other end. The neck near the bulb has a small constriction. A clinical thermometer can measure a very small range of temperature ranging from 35 degrees Celsius to 42 degrees Celsius or 95 degrees Fahrenheit to 108 degrees Fahrenheit. When a clinical thermometer is placed inside the mouth, the Fahrenheit,
So see students, here it is given range of a clinical thermometer. So hope you understood that why mercury is used in a clinical thermometer. So after that, what it is given here, so a clinical thermometer can measure a very small range of a temperature from which degree, so from 35 degrees Celsius to 42 degrees Celsius, or it is also given in a Fahrenheit. So 95 Fahrenheit here and 108 Fahrenheit. So what is this? Celsius. This is C for Celsius and F for Fahrenheit. So these are nothing but the scales which are used for measuring of temperature. And those scientists who discovered this scale, okay, so on their name it is given here Celsius and Fahrenheit. So these are different. So you know that measuring length, it is also different. They are also having different scales. It means centimeter, meter, millimeter, micrometer, like that. It is here. So Celsius and Fahrenheit. So these are two scales which are used for measuring temperature by these thermometers. So here you can see thermometer. So further we are going to only repeat these precautions and steps used for the use of this thermometer. Okay, so you have to listen carefully. That in our last session we discussed precautions and steps, that only you have to revise here.
And 8 degrees Fahrenheit. When a clinical thermometer is placed inside the mouth, the body heat causes the mercury in the bowels to heat up, expand, and runs up the capillary tube through the constriction up to a certain level. The new mercury level indicates the exact body temperature. Mercury is used in thermometers because it is a good conductor of heat and expands uniformly. It can be used to measure a wide range of temperatures and it does not stick to the glass. Mercury-based clinical thermometers have largely been replaced nowadays with electronic digital thermometers or scanner thermometers. Clinical thermometer. In this module, you will
Okay, so I think, hope all you understood about this clinical thermometer. So let us know about next type of a thermometer, which is known as laboratory thermometer. So today we are going to discuss about this second type of thermometer, which is known as laboratory thermometer. So here it is given where this laboratory thermometer is used. So laboratory thermometer is used to measure the temperature of objects than the human body. So we learned that clinical thermometer is having only small range, so it cannot measure below 35 degrees Celsius and above 42 degree Celsius. That is why we made this laboratory thermometer. So if we are using this clinical thermometer for for measuring this above 35 degrees Celsius or above 42 degrees Celsius and below 35 degrees Celsius, that it will break down or it will cause some types of harmful, it will be harmful for us. So that is why we made this laboratory thermometer, by which we can measure temperature from minus 10 degrees Celsius to 110 degrees Celsius. So the range of this thermometer is from minus 10 degrees Celsius. See, what is the difference in between these clinical and laboratory? So in clinical we cannot measure below 35 degrees Celsius, but here we can measure with the help of this laboratory thermometer below 35 degrees Celsius till minus 10 degrees Celsius. From minus 10 degrees Celsius we can measure it. Okay, so this is a picture here given, this is an image given here of laboratory thermometer, you can see. So how we have to use this laboratory thermometer? So some steps are given here for using laboratory thermometer. So see, first one, thermometer is placed into the hot water in such a way that it does not touch the surface and sides of the container. So how we have to use? We have to place the thermometer that it will not touch the surface and also sides of a container. In which container you are having that liquid or whatever that substance, okay, so of which you are going to measure temperature. So of that substance or from that container you have to keep this thermometer like this, it will not touch its surface and sides. Then second one, note the temperature. So while you keep that thermometer as given, step 1, then you have to measure thermometer, you have to note temperature. Then third one, the mercury, that temperature that liquid which is there in thermometer, that is called as a mercury. So the mercury in thermometer expands and rises due to heat from the hot water. So suppose we are taken hot water in this container, then what will happen? When we are going to note the temperature, that mercury from that thermometer expands and rises due to heat of hot water, and what we can see, that mercury level becomes stable. It will rise because it is hot water. That is why that mercury will go up or it will rise up and it will show a stable level. Okay, a level at which it will be stable. Then next step, now the thermometer is taken out from the water. So when we note that temperature, after that we have to take out that thermometer, laboratory thermometer. So we observe that the level of mercury decreases. So when we note that temperature, when that thermometer is in that hot water, that time we have to note that temperature, and after that, and we can see that mercury is raised or temperature is increased. And when we are going to take out that thermometer from that hot water, what we can see, that mercury level again decreases. So the mercury level decreases because the laboratory thermometer does not have kink, which prevents the fall of mercury level by its own. So in that video of clinical thermometer, you saw that there is a kink which is not allowing that mercury to decrease or to come to the lower side of that thermometer or to the bulb. But here this laboratory thermometer is not having kink. So that is why what happens here, that mercury level decreases in this laboratory thermometer. Thus the temperature must be ready when the thermometer is in water. So that is why when we are going to measure temperature of any substance, that time we have to note the temperature when that thermometer is in that substance, in water or on whatever its substance is there. That time only we have to note down it, and after that, after removing thermometer, we cannot note it, or it will not correct temperature of that substance. Okay, so hope you understood how we have to use this laboratory thermometer or steps of this laboratory thermometer. Next point, also we have to take some precautions. So precautions to use a laboratory thermometer. So we should make sure that the bulb of thermometer surrounded from all sides by the substance of which temperature is to be measured. So what we have to take first precaution, it is we have to make sure that the bulb of thermometer, so all you know what is the bulb now. Okay, so bulb of this thermometer surrounded by all sides from that substance. Then we should ensure that the bulb of thermometer should not touch surface of container. So when I told you steps of using this laboratory thermometer, that time only I told you that we have to make sure that thermometer is not touching surface of container or sides of container. Then we should take reading when the thermometer immediately in the substances of which the temperature is to be measured. So we should take reading when the thermometer immediately in the substance. When that thermometer is in that substance, that time only we have to measure temperature, and we should keep the thermometer in upright position. It means while we are using clinical thermometer, so you saw the picture, or that picture is also given in your textbook, that girl is measuring her temperature and she is holding horizontal. That clinical thermometer, while we are going to measure or check the temperature, that time we have to hold it as a horizontal, in a horizontal. But here this laboratory thermometer, how you have to hold? So we have to keep, or we have to hold upright, in upright position. Okay, see in this image you can see here how you have to use this thermometer, laboratory thermometer. So here it is a jar, you can say, or it is a beaker, it is called, and here a stand you can see here. This is nothing but a stand, and this is a thermometer. And this red color structure or red colored line, it is a mercury. So mercury from that thermometer. So they see like this, you have to hold this thermometer or keep this thermometer. So here also one more stand is given. This is a thermometer, blue colored structure. You can see here, this is a thermometer and this is a stand. So with the help of stand, also you can use laboratory thermometer to measure in temperature of any liquid or any substance, and with the help of our hands also we can use it. So difference between clinical and laboratory thermometer. So what is the difference between clinical thermometer and laboratory thermometer? So here it is given. First difference, it is clinical thermometer is scaled from 35 degrees Celsius to 42 degrees Celsius, or from 94 Fahrenheit to 108 Fahrenheit. And laboratory thermometer is generally scaled from -10 degrees Celsius to 110 degrees Celsius. Then second difference, mercury level does not fall on its own, as there is a kink near the bulb to prevent. So what happens in clinical thermometer, while we are going to measure temperature of human beings, That time when we are going to remove that clinical thermometer from our mouth, though we are going to measure temperature of human body, but we are removing that clinical thermometer from our mouth, but that mercury at which point it becomes stable, that point only you can see that mercury remains there. It is not going, or that level of mercury, it is not decreasing. Okay, so why? Because that clinical thermometer is having kink near the bulb. That is why level of mercury, it cannot be decreased. But here in laboratory thermometer, what happens? Mercury level falls on its own as no kink is present there. Kink is not there. That is why what happens? Mercury level falls on its own. So we have to measure that temperature while that laboratory thermometer is in that substance only. Then third one, temperature can be read after removing the thermometer from armpit or mouth. So we have to keep clinical thermometer in our at the side of our armpit or in our mouth. And here in laboratory thermometer, temperature is read while keeping the thermometer in the source of temperature. We have to keep it in that substance. Then the to lower the mercury level, jugs are given, and no need to give jug to lower the mercury. So while we are using this clinical thermometer, we have to give jugs, some jugs while we are going to use, and after use and also before use of this clinical thermometer, we have to give some jugs. Why? Because we have to make sure that mercury level is or that mercury is at the side of bulb. So for that we have to give some jugs to clinical thermometer. But in laboratory thermometer, that mercury level, no need to give jug there. Okay, it is already there. It can go already at the side of bulb or to the lower of the thermometer. It is used for taking the body temperature. So we know clinical thermometer is used to measure body temperature of human beings. Mostly we are using for human beings, and laboratory thermometer, it is used to take temperature in laboratory only. So different types of substances are there. So to measure temperature of these substances, solutions, we have to use this laboratory thermometer. So I am going to show you a animation for use of how we have to use, steps of using laboratory thermometer. So you have to see that. So see students, with this laboratory thermometer, in this video you saw that they measured temperature of ice cold water also, and lukewarm water also, and hot water also. So while we are keeping this thermometer or using this thermometer to measure temperature of this ice cold water, what you saw that which level is there of mercury, so at 0 degrees Celsius. So whenever you are going to use this laboratory thermometer for measuring of ice cold water or cold water, you can say, so that time you will get this temperature 0 degrees Celsius. Okay, and suppose that ice cubes are freezed in winter season, that time you can see or you will get the temperature is below 0 degree Celsius. So you can measure with the help of this laboratory thermometer temperature from 0 degree Celsius also, and so temperature of minus degree Celsius also. Okay, then next see, when we are going to use this hold this thermometer with our hands, how we have to hold it. Okay, with the help of stand in laboratory I shown you, but here also you have to see that well you are going to hold it with our hands, how you have to hold. So that thermometer should not touch that surface of this container in which we taken lukewarm water. So it should not touch the surface also and sides of this container. So like that we have to hold this thermometer, and when we have to measure the temperature, while that thermometer is in this jar only or in this substance only. So what substance is here? So here it is water. So we have to note temperature while this thermometer is in this water only. That time only we have to note this temperature. Okay. So what temperature we got here when lukewarm water is there? So it is 47 degrees Celsius. So when we are going to use clinical thermometer to measure body temperature, so I told you normal temperature of human body, it is from 35 degrees Celsius to 42 degrees Celsius. So in lukewarm water you can keep your hand easily, but while there it is a high temperature, you cannot keep your hand in that hot water. So for hot water also we used this thermometer. Okay, so when we use for this hot water, then we get 80 degrees Celsius. The temperature of that hot water, it is 80 degrees Celsius. So for boiling water it will be 100 degrees Celsius. Okay, so at the 100 degrees Celsius water can boil, or always water boil at 100 degrees Celsius. Okay, so here you can see we use this laboratory thermometer for these three types of water, which is ice cold, lukewarm and hot water. So like this we have to use this laboratory thermometer. So hope students you understood all concepts I taught you in today's session. We discussed about laboratory thermometer, what is exact use of laboratory thermometer. Then also we discussed that what is the difference of laboratory thermometer and clinical thermometer, and also we saw that how steps of laboratory thermometer, that how we have to use that laboratory thermometer in laboratory. So hope you understood all these concepts. So in our next session we will discuss our next point of this lesson number 4. So till now, bye bye and thank you. Take care.